What's up, carnivores, and happy holidays to everybody out there. I don't know what holiday you might be celebrating, but apparently the holiday that you intend to celebrate involves a double smoked ham. And so you found this video, and today that's what we're doing. We're going to do a double smoked spiral cut ham. We're going to do a pretty simple recipe today, so this won't be overly complex, and it's just going to be delicious because, let's be honest, these things are hard to mess up. They're already pretty good just right out of the packaging, and we're just going to bump it up several notches. Much more than the stuff that comes with it. Y'all let me know if you like the stuff that comes with the ham. If you don't like it and you don't use it, do you have a use for it? I hate throwing stuff away. Y'all let me know if you've got a use for the package that comes with your double smoked ham from the grocery store. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get this thing out of this netting. Y'all let me know if you know why they sell these things in netting. Nothing else comes in netting except for this. For the most part, this and avocados. I don't know why it comes in netting, but I guess so you can see the product. But yeah, let me know if you know something to do with this. Honey glaze mix. It might be delicious. I don't know. I'm not using it. Anybody that's curious, this is a Hormel spiral cut smoked bone-in ham. It's a nice cold day out here on the river. The wind is actually showing me some mercy right now. It's been blowing all morning. But right now it's nice and calm, and so we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic on the outside of our ham, just to add a little extra pop of flavor. I am gonna be adding just a light coat of spray oil just as a binder to help hold it on there. That's all that is. For salt, pepper, garlic, you can use whatever you like. We're using Lane salt, pepper, garlic, just to get a little bit onto the outside. And this is gonna also add a little texture, a little character to the cook. You'll be able to see this a little bit after it's done. Little speckles of black. Just remember, you eat with your eyes first. We've got our smoker today running at 250 degrees, and we're going to be burning some applewood chips in our burn pot. I am cooking this today on the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. If you're cooking on a Pit Boss or any other brand that you might prefer, and you want to get a smoke tube going, then get you some apple in there. Apple's just a really good wood for ham. I am just burning competition blend in my hopper, as is tradition. FYI, when you put the cooking oil on the outside of the ham, it does become a little bit slick. Bada boom. Already, we've taken it up at least 2 notches, just with this. Last step before we get it in there, we've got our Meter Pro. That way we can monitor the temp. Remember, when you're cooking these, you are just reheating them. We're looking to get this up to around that 140 degree mark. When you go into the ham with your meat probe, make sure that you don't go up against the bone, if it is a bone-in ham. Let's get it in the smoker. So as you can see, I've got a pan underneath my ham. That way, as I glaze it, it does not dirty up my pit, so it just catches all of the drippings. Now that we've got it into the smoker, let's go ahead and prepare our glaze. 1 whole stick of butter, drop it in there. 1 10-ounce jar of apricot jelly. I chose Smucker's because it's what was there, but apricot is what's up. If you've never had apricot jelly on ham, it's fantastic. You can make a really good barbecue sauce with this stuff as well. Get that in there. And then what had happened was I lost video and audio. So just add in 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of granulated white sugar, about 8 to 10 ounces of apple jelly. Choose your brand. I got this one. Then you can just put some bourbon in. I got this cooking bourbon from my father-in-law. It's got salt cooked into it. So it's cooking bourbon, but I added about 3 ounces, about 2 shots. Last but not least, we're going to add in a teaspoon of ground cloves into the mix. And that's just about it. Then you just meld all that together. All right, so on low heat, we're just going to let that continue to render down and meld together into one beautiful flavor. We're just going to keep it warm once I feel like it's nice and together. And then once our ham gets around 100, 115 degrees, we're going to start putting our glaze on. We've got some nice pecan wood chunks here. You're not going to mess anything up with pecan. It's sort of mild and just good. I like pecan on just about everything. Top it off with some apple chips. And I'll go in with more apple a couple times just to get a nice kick of smoke. It ain't double smoked for nothing, baby. We want that smoke. So as far as our ham is concerned, we're in good shape. That was really easy to do. You're already approaching hero status for your next big family holiday get together, whatever it is you're making this ham for. All we've got to do is just watch the internal temperature on our meter. And when it gets over 100 degrees, I'm gonna start applying a little glaze here, a little glaze there. And we're just gonna watch it until it gets around 140. And then it's just about letting it come out and cool. So we'll see y'all here in just a little bit whenever we apply our first coating of glaze. To be honest with y'all, I'm curious about this stuff. You ever heard of like the world's largest yard sale? My in-laws, they travel this thing, you know, they do different sections of it every year. And he always comes back with something interesting. And he brought home this cooking bourbon. Bourbon for cooking contains bourbon, whiskey, 80% with salt. So like I said, I think that they just heat the bourbon up, incorporate some salt into it, and it converts it into cooking bourbon. But we're gonna have to, I gotta try it. I gotta know what's the difference in bourbon and cooking bourbon. Smells like bourbon. Emphasis on the with salt. I can see how it'd be useful in cooking, but you don't want to sit around and take shots of that. Good Lord. Ooh, that is salty. All right, now we know. Now that that is thoroughly blended and all mixed together all nicely, we're just gonna move it up here and I'm just gonna set it on top of the smoker just to keep it warm. You can do this process, you know, right before you glaze, but I like to go ahead and get it taken care of and maybe even get a little smoke in that glaze coming out of this smoker. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. So our ham is at about 115 degrees. Let's go ahead and get some glaze on this thing. Stayed nice and warm up on top of our smoker. Man, these things to go through such a incredible transformation. For this first coat, all we're gonna do is just drizzle it across the top and let gravity do the rest of the work. I'll be moving it around a little bit and brushing it on the next coat, but you can see it hits that ham, gets a little hotter, and gets a little bit more runny with time. So this is just to start to tack up the outside. Make sure you don't use all of this glaze. You want to save some of it to serve on the side where people can get a little extra on their sliced ham. Get some in them slices, baby. Yes sir, yes sir. This thing is looking, you know how it is. It's looking perfect. It's looking perfect. I wouldn't have it any other way. All right, so we got the first glaze on there. Let's shut her down. All right, so we are at 125 internal. Man, that just looks epic. I mean, just epic. We're gonna make a slight change here. We're gonna set our ham in the pan. Oh my goodness gracious. It's just that juicy. And there's your little thing that's supposed to hold it together. Get that out of there. All right, this is just gonna let us move it around a little bit better so that when I'm glazing it, we get more total coverage. Because you can look here, very shiny, very glazed, very beautiful. Coming around the back side where I couldn't really get to it a while ago, and you can tell it didn't get on very well. So let's go ahead, make it all pretty. Just get it all coated on there. Try not to rub it too much. Do more patting than rubbing if you can. Man, this thing looks stellar though. So good. As it gets closer to 140, those slices are going to just keep opening up and let us get some of that sweet deliciousness into those folds. But for this cook, if you're looking for a program, you can say Zach based it at 115, 125, and 135. All right, let's close it back up. Let it go up to 135. Okay, so we are at 135 degrees. Let's get in here for this last glaze. Man, this thing is looking so fire, and yes, the aluminum is hot. For anybody that was curious, the aluminum is quite hot, and I just grabbed it with my bare hands. We get on this cotton glove. Should be much better. Much, much better. So don't have to go on quite as heavy this time. Just making sure there's a nice, thick, caramelized crust. And you can just do this once if you want. Y'all saw what this thing looked like after once. Ain't nobody complaining about that. Not one person's gonna complain about that. But if y'all know the channel, y'all know I like to do's it. I want it to look ridiculous. Will the flavor be that much different? Maybe not, but maybe so. I've never not done it, so I don't know. But this doesn't take long once you've got, you just really, like I said, just touching it up, drizzle a little bit across the top. And this is only gonna be in here for a few more minutes. We hit our 140 mark, and we'll be ready to rock. Okay, so here we are at 140 degrees. It's time to pull the ham out. We got one more little step we're gonna do. Oh, dear Lord in heaven. Whoa! Man, what you talking about? Yeah, so lost audio again, but what we did here was mixed in about a cup of ground sugar and about another maybe half teaspoon of the ground cloves, and then just sprinkled it and kind of just tossed it all over the cooling ham. It gives it a really nice crystallized coated look. Turns out fantastic. Yep. Absolutely beautiful. Trust me, you show up with this, you won. You don't even have to like debate whether or not it's going to taste good or not. This has been sitting out for about 30 minutes now, cooling down. But you know, internal temp is still up there around 130, so still nice and warm. If you like serving it warm, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a cut into it. Give it a shot, see what it tastes like, and call it a day. And that's what you get. You know, you get the tender juiciness that you get from ham, and then you get this right here. Look at that candied look. I mean, that's just sinful looking right there. People say in my Facebook group that they don't care. They think double smoked ham is overrated. I don't know about you folks. That right there ain't nothing overrated about that. It's good to taste. Holy guacamole. Just do this. Do this and bring it to your next holiday. I'm talking about the apricot. It's so good with pork. A little extra tender because we smoked it twice. Like I said, keep some of this stuff on the side. Get you a little bit of that extra. That's simple. Oh, wow. This is a simple cook, but don't tell nobody. It's really not that bad. And you're just gonna have legendary status in the holiday protein provider arena. If you have any questions, anything I didn't cover in this video, let me know. Come on over to American Smoke Carnivores on Facebook. It's a great group. There's a lot of cool people in there. You know how I know they're cool? Because I kick out all of the lamos. No lamos allowed, only cool people. Guys, thanks for watching. Smoke on, and I'll see you in the next video.